Welcome back, everybody. Well, the Associated Press has released its 2022 photos of the year, 150 of the most impactful images from across the world. As this year comes to a close, we take a closer look at some of the moments captured on camera that shed light on where we are and where we're going. From disasters, both natural and man-made, to the awe-inspiring and even surreal. The AP's annual Year in Review highlights their top photos, showing tragedy and hope in Ukraine, and striking moments from China.
There was one from the Olympics in Beijing.
Nina Berman is a journalism professor at Columbia University.
That picture did what great pictures do, which was, it was about the event, but it was about something totally different as well, which was about global warming, urbanization. Where are snow-capped mountains, right? Like, where is this total dislocation?
That dislocation may be a new normal, with the UN projecting increased heat waves, drought, wildfires, and more intense storms. Like Hurricane Ian, which ravaged Cuba in late September. Havana-based photographer Ramon Espinosa covered the aftermath. The town of La Coloma, he says, was the most affected by the hurricane. It completely destroyed the school and soaked all the books. If the teacher had not put the books out to dry, possibly the kids would not have a way to study again this year, especially due to the rather precarious economic situation in Cuba. Espinosa has 6 images in the AP's wrap-up, the highest number among the photographers included. I asked him if he knows when he gets the perfect shot. Yes, he says, normally a shiver runs through me. My process of work is a little contrary to the times. Basically, most of the time I work with manual lenses, precisely because of that feeling of looking for it all the time.
So how do you teach, people to look for these things?
Well, part of it is you just have to start doing it, right? So it's almost a muscle memory. You start to understand how maybe people will move, how things unfold. So photojournalists live in the moment. That is part of what we love.
Like this moment, captured by Jay Hong at a memorial for victims of the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, the deadliest mass shooting of 2022.
What grabbed my attention was the little girl's fingers around her mother. It showed the intensity of the event, the tragic event. So I made a few pictures and walked away.
Hong is featured 4 times this year, including this from his photo essay on homelessness and addiction in Los Angeles. He says walking away is never easy.
There has to be an incredible amount of empathy and also humility. How do you go about documenting it?
I'm asking myself that question all the time. How do I do this? How do I approach this? It's hard. Sometimes I use a mirrorless camera. It's fairly light, but then sometimes it feels like I'm carrying a 40-pound dumbbell. What I capture is a fraction of what I saw, and what I saw is just a fraction of what's going on day and night out there on the street.
And yet, these photos speak volumes.
What role do you think photojournalists have in showing us essentially who we are?
Well, just close your eyes for a second and consider the internet without photos, right? Or consider news without photos. Apologies to writers out there, but honestly, there would be nothing. We would have no ability to connect with each other the way photography does.
And these are the moments that they did capture. Several of them told me there are times when they have the perfect shot that they never take.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that movie, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Sean Penn says the same thing about he's a photographer in that moment.
Well, we see the photos, but you don't see we don't talk about the countless hours they put in.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting, the patience involved, the work, the travel, everything else.
A picture's worth a thousand words.
Okay, sometimes more.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.